All right. By now, you should have been, you should be done with both Edpuzzle videos. All right. So as you can tell from what you watched, that we're going to be talking about multiplying complex numbers today, as well as powers of I. Miguel, go ahead and sit up for me, babe. Everybody should have their tools for learning out, writing utensil, notebook. Put your phones away, not on your desk. Okay, not on your desk. Put them in your bags. Put them away. We don't want any distractions. No distractions, okay? Go ahead and have your tools for learning out now. Now, now, now. All right? How did the Delta Math assignment treat you guys? Earbuds out as well, please. Earbuds out as well. I noticed that the majority of you all made 100% on the assignment. Hello. Just set it down right there for me, baby. And I got to get you situated. I got to get you situated on Edpuzzle and Delta Math. Where do you go ahead and find your seat so I can put it on my seating chart? And we'll go from there. You will sit right there? All right. All right. I noticed that the majority of you all made 100% on the assignment. So kudos to you guys. Awesome job. But some of you guys didn't. I want you to know that you can keep attempting problems until your score is where you want it to be. All right. And our goal is always 80% or higher. Clear? So if you make a 25 on an assignment, you might want to, reevaluate the situation. Okay. Speaking of reevaluation, pull your devices. I know I just told you to put them away. But pull your devices back out. I want you to go to the class website. Right now. Quickly. Everybody, let's go. You know how to scan the QR code or type it in. If you're having trouble, let me know. Okay, and I'll go there as well. For those of you who were absent, this is going to be the procedure moving forward. Were y'all able to get there? Hello? Anybody not able to get there? Who has earbuds in? I can hear it. Is that you, baby? Earbuds out. Put them away. Is it you? You got on earbuds? Take it out. Something was playing. Take it out anyway. All right, so this is the website. And as promised, it may not have been in this class, but the syllabus is available for your viewing pleasure. Go ahead and click on the syllabus tab. All right. And you can see this big old PDF symbol here. It's actually a link to the actual PDF. Go ahead and click it on your phones. Okay. And these are all of the rules and regulations for the Algebra 2 course. Okay. Essentially, young people, if you come here, do what you're supposed to do, your Edpuzzle, do your Delta Math, take your test whenever I give a test, probably on Friday, more than likely, you're going to be fine. Okay. At any point, you become contentious with your teacher and you have to pull out the syllabus to fight for your rights, more often than not, you're not doing what you're supposed to do. And you're trying to find a loophole to work your way around not doing what you're supposed to do. Let's just face facts. Am I being honest or am I being honest? Okay. But essentially, these are all of the rules and regulations. Here are all of the standards that we will be pulling from, all right, or standards and objectives that we'll be using to provide instruction for the Algebra 2 course. Here are the course expectations, behavior expectations. I really only have one rule, and that's to be respectful. Now, it encompasses a number of things. It means don't be on your phone while I'm providing instruction. That's disrespectful as blank because how dare you ignore me while I'm trying to provide you instruction to pass the course that you're enrolled in. Does that make sense what I'm saying? That's disrespectful. Talking while I'm teaching. That's disrespectful too, right? Because again, I'm trying to provide a service to you and you're being disrespectful by speaking within the instructional period. Blah, 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 blah. Hello. Who are you, baby?
Isaac.
Isaac, is this your first name? Okay, come on in, Isaac. Find a seat. And I'm gonna add you to my seating chart. Make sure it's a good one, okay? So let's go. You need to get the website, hold on. Go ahead and scan the QR code for the class website, okay? Were you able to scan it? You got it? Okay. All right. Moving on. I told you all, did I tell you all yesterday that all assignments are due on the Friday of every week? All right. And if you decide not to turn it in by Friday at 8 a.m., you have until May 18th to recover 70% of the grade. All right. May 18th. So I'm not doing all of that, 1 day late, 2 day late. I don't have time for that, y'all. I just don't. Okay. Do it. You have the full week to complete all of the assignments, but I always give you time in class to finish everything. Okay. I'm not giving you this impossible task, giving you 100 problems every night, and I'm making this so difficult for you. I'm giving you time in class to do everything. Now, if you choose to squander that time, take your earbuds out for me, babe. If you choose to squander that time, that's on you. All right. And sue me if you want to. I want to make things as easy for me as possible, right? Just like I want you to make things as easy for you as possible. And the easiest thing for you to do is just to use class time to get your work done. Is that crazy or what? Doesn't that make sense to you? Yeah, it just makes good sense. All right, moving on. Course materials. A tablet, a notebook like this, the big chunky ones are my favorite, but if you want to get a composition book, that's fine too. A mechanical pencil is preferable. What did I do? Okay, I prefer a mechanical pencil. I also like ink pens because I don't want you to be able to erase. I need to see the mistakes that you're making so I can help you eradicate any misconceptions. All right? Okay. Young people, I need for you all to make up your test within a timely manner. If you're absent, you have 1 week, 1 school week to make up that information, okay, or that assignment. I had students last semester going back, making up tests from August and November. That's ridiculous. We're not going to do that. All right, if you're absent, we need to sit down and talk about a plan to make sure that you make up any missing work. How about just don't be absent, okay? All right, after school tutorial, guys, I'm available every Thursday after school in this room from 3:30 to 4:30. All right, questions or concerns? All right. And this is how the units will be divvied up. It would be great. Yes.
Pardon interruption, Ms. Bunting, do you have?
Just a second. I'm recording. Yes. No, it's fine. Yes, I do. It's not urgent? Okay, cool. Thank you. Bye-bye. All right. I gotta write your pass, but that'll be after the lesson, okay? All right. Remember 703. Remember 703.
All right.
All right. All right, and that's pretty much it. Young people, if you get your parents to sign, to e-sign the syllabus, you'll get extra credit, all right? And all they have to do is click on the link from their phones, fill it out electronically, type in the name, type in your name, and boom, you get the extra credit, okay? What's hard about that? Did you see the syllabus tab, Isaac, on the website? You click on the thing, click on it, everything's electronic, yes? You don't have to? The form, the e-signature, when you click on that do you have the syllabus pull up on your phone? Click on the link. Scroll down and click on the link. It's an e-form to fill out. Okay? All right, any questions or concerns? Matter of fact, dang, I'm gonna add all of this, you know, student name, student email, all of that. I goofed out, but I'll update the form so that you all can fill out all of that information. I'll do that while you guys are working today. Okay? Questions or concerns? We good? All right, let's get some lesson. All right, we are about to multiply. Young people, remember when we multiplied monomials, binomials, and such last semester, or even in Algebra 1? Remember when we did that? Same thing. Same thing. Remember yesterday when I told you treat the I like it's an X? Treat it like it's a variable? Same thing. Same thing, guys. Okay, here we go. Your text says that you can multiply complex numbers using the distributive property. Remember, you can overlay any rule that applies to real numbers also applies to imaginary numbers. All right, you can multiply complex numbers using the distributive property and treating the imaginary parts like terms. Treat the I like it's an X. Simplify by using the fact that I squared. You will encounter I squared. Now remember, yesterday we learned, those of you who were absent, you did not learn this, but we learned that if you see I squared, you need to replace it with -1. I squared equals -1, okay? And that's going to be very important when we talk about, when we go into simplifying an expression after we've multiplied all of the terms. Let's make it real. Look at this. Go ahead and write down this, this quantity here, this expression here. We have -2i times the quantity of 2 minus 4i. Well, young people, if that was just a -2 sitting outside those parentheses, what would you do with it? You would distribute it. And guess what? We're about to do the same thing here, okay? I'm going to take this -2. I'm going to use a different color today. Multiply -2i by both of these values inside of the parentheses, okay? So I have -2i times 2 gives me -4i, right? What are you doing? Come here. Can you get a mechanical pencil? Can you sharpen that next time before I begin my instruction? I promise I'll. You might win. Won't come back for no more. Hurry up. Yes. No, I've started my instructional period. Is it an emergency? Are you about to like fall out? No. No, you're not. Stop playing with me. Come on, give me 10 minutes. Give me 10 minutes. Is it an emergency for real? Okay, thank you, baby. I don't want you to miss anything. And that's another thing, y'all. Once I start instruction, I want y'all to sit still, be still, talk to me. We can interact, but I want y'all to focus on this lesson. Y'all understand what I'm saying? All right, so -2i times 2 gives me -4i. Now, naturally, I move on and multiply -2i times -4i, okay? Negative times a negative is a positive, all right? And 2 times 4, or -2 times -4 will give me a positive 8i what? I times I is what? I squared, okay? Now, we just talked about this. What is I squared equal to? -1. So now, okay, this becomes, see, I have -4i. How should I write this? Plus, really, 8 times -1 here. But some of you all are savvy enough to say, oh, okay, this is going to become -4i. You may have it on your paper already. -4i minus 8. Could have just went straight to it. Okay, but some of us need to see, okay, the I squared became a -1. All right, cool. So then this becomes -4i minus 8. Cool. But there's one thing that's an issue. All right. When you multiply, after you've simplified everything, everything needs to be written in proper complex number form. All right. And be reminded, it's A plus BI. What does that mean? The A is the real number, the thing that doesn't have an I on it. So the real number portion comes first, and the complex number portion or the imaginary portion comes second. So I need to rearrange this, okay? So this is going to become -8 minus 4i. I took this, carry the sign with it, and I put it in front of the -4i. Does that make sense? Okay, the real number portion comes first, and then the complex number portion comes second. Does that make sense? And we've just multiplied two complex numbers. And there's my final answer. Any questions or concerns? How are we feeling? May I proceed? Okay. Did the Edpuzzle videos help prepare you for this? All right. Who's still writing? Can I go? All right, look at this. Looks like two binomials from last year, right? Looks like two binomials from last year. This ain't nothing but FOIL, remember? Or I like to call it double distribution. Check it out. I'm going to take this 3 and multiply it by both 4 and -i. Then I'm going to take this 6i and multiply it again by 4 and -i. We ready? Let's do it. 3 times 4 gives me what? Gives me 12. Okay. Same 3 times -i gives me -3i. All right, I'm done multiplying everything by 3. Now I'm going to multiply everything by 6i. All right, cool. 6i times 4 gives me a positive 24i, right? Okay. And then 6i times -i gives me a -6i squared. All right, cool. Now what do you think I should do? What did we do last year? Or last semester? We multiply binomials like this. Yeah, combine like terms. We're not gonna make this hard, are we, y'all? What are my like terms? Do I have any? -3i and 24i. When I combine them, what do I get? What's -3 plus 24? Oh, I didn't give y'all calculators. I'm sorry. What is that going to be? 21? I need to move this. Oh, I'm sorry. All right, y'all. All right, so now I have 12 plus 21i, okay, minus 6i squared. But that -6i squared, y'all, is really going to be -6 times what? -1. And what's -6 times -1? +6, right? Some of y'all are able to just say, okay, 12 plus 21i plus 6. You can just say, okay, this is going to become a +6 as soon as you see it. Because you know a negative times a negative is going to be a positive, right? If that's you, that's cool. Okay. Now I see I got some more like terms, don't I? This 12 and this 6? So what's going to be my final answer? Yeah. 18 plus 21i. Very good. Your phone should be put away, sir. Isaac, put your phone away for me, please. Okay. Questions or concerns? How we doing? Does this make sense? It's just like quadratics, isn't it? No? A little bit with a little twist with the I squared. Okay. Any questions or concerns? All right. Do this one on your own. Go. All right, babes. Y'all ready to talk about it? All right, here we go. What's my first step? Okay, you should not be copying what I'm writing down. You should be checking your work, all right? Okay, so the first thing you should have done was say what? 2 times 2 is what? It's 4. And then same 2 times what? Negative 9i, right? So that'll be negative 18i. All right, now what do I do? All right, so 9i times 2 is going to give me a positive 18i. And then 9i times negative 9i is going to give me a negative 81i squared, yes? Now what do I do? Combine like terms. What are my like terms? Negative 18i and positive 18i, right? When you add them together, what do you get? Huh? 0. They cancel out, right? So I end up with 4 minus 81i squared. But I know that this negative 81i squared, that I squared is going to make that negative 81 a what? A positive 81. Can I just go and say 4 plus 81 now? Do y'all need me to write the negative 1 in there? Okay, we okay? And then look, 4 plus 81 gives you what? Boom, final answer. How we feeling? That's multiplying complex numbers, y'all. Okay? Questions or concerns? Okay, this is too easy. Go, do it real quick. Hey, I'm texting the worked out version now. Yeah, I do. Let me call you right back. You ready to talk about it? We don't have to write this down, do we? Negative 5i times 6i is going to give you a negative 30i squared, right? So then negative 30i squared is going to become what? You're doing too much. You multiply, remember? So if it's negative 30i squared, the I squared is negative 1, but you add it. You know what I'm saying? Let's write it down. So this becomes negative 30i squared, right? We good on that. Remember that I squared, this says negative 30 times negative 1. Okay, got it? And then negative 30 times negative 1 gives me a positive 30. How we feel? Does that make sense? All right. All right, real quick, knock it out. Bless you. All right, y'all. Too easy, right? 2i times 3 gives me 6i. 2i times negative 5i gives me negative 10i squared. Okay, so that negative 10i squared is going to become what? It's going to be positive what? Positive 10. Does that make sense? Okay, Miguel, sit up for me, baby. So this is going to be 6i plus 10. Is this my final answer? What do I need to do? Switch it around. Thank you, ma'am. So that'd be 10 plus 6i. Boom, done. Let's move on to the powers of I, shall we? Because y'all good on this. Powers of I. Powers of I. All right, so listen. Let me zoom in. Okay. The imaginary unit I can be raised to higher powers as shown below. And each of these have certain equivalencies. All right, so look at it. Let me zoom in. Explore each of these individually momentarily, okay? But write it down real quick. I to the first power, or is just equal to I? It's just I. Actually, it's equal to the square root of -1. Okay? The square root of -1 equals I. We talked about that the first day, right? Equals the square root of -1. Okay? And we've been using I squared quite a bit. We all know that I squared is equal to what? -1. Okay? I squared equals -1. Now, I cubed, let me spread this out. So, hold on, y'all. Okay. So, like I said before, I equals the square root, I to the first power is equal to the square root of -1, which is just equal to I. Okay? Now, I squared is essentially I times I, right? So let's break this down. Why is I squared equal to -1? I'm going to show you. If I squared is equal to I times I, and I is equal to the square root of -1, okay, equal to I times I, right? So really, this is equal to the square root of -1 times the square root of -1. I'm going to go a little bit deeper than what the video showed you, just so you get a full understanding of how this came to be. Now, just to give you an idea of why this is equal to -1, let me remind you. If I ask you to take the square root of 3 times the square root of 3, well, if you type that into your calculators, it would tell you it's equal to 3. Now, things get a little muddy with these imaginary numbers, but when you multiply two radicals with the same radicand, the answer is just going to be whatever the radicand is, whatever's underneath the radical. All right? The square root of 3 times the square root of 3 is 3. The square root of -1 times the square root of -1 is -1. Make sense? All right? But we've already been talking. Y'all already know that I squared is equal to -1. Let's talk about I cubed. Well, I cubed is equal to I squared times I, is it not? What is I squared equal to? After everything's boiled off, what is I squared equal to? -1. Check this out. So this is really -1 times I, right? Which is equal to -I. You with it? Okay, just breaking it down. And my favorite, here it comes, is I to the 4th power. Okay, now watch how I break up I to the 4th power. I'm going to break it up as I squared times I squared. Well, what is I squared equal to, y'all? -1. So this is -1 times -1. What's -1 times -1? 1. I to the 4th power is equal to 1. Now, it's my favorite. I to the 4th power is my favorite because I can use it to easily simplify any power of I. Okay, and we're going to get into the nuts and bolts of all of that momentarily. Would you all like for me to print out a chart for the powers of I? Y'all, thank you. Dang. Bless the children. All right, give me a sec, y'all. Hold on. Let me erase that. All right. So there goes the breakdown of powers of I, okay? So now let's use this information to simplify expressions with powers of I. Don't make me come over there. Okay? So look at this. We have negative 6I to the 14th power. Go ahead and write that down while I pass these out. Write that down on your paper. And I'm going to show you all how to manage this expression. All right. So look, we have negative 6 times I to the 14th power, right? Now, let's break it apart a little bit, shall we? Negative 6 times I to the 14th power. Now, remember when I said I to the 4th power is my favorite? Because it helps me to simplify everything. If I to the 4th power is equal to 1, I can easily break down and simplify very large powers of I, okay? So think about it like this. Look at the exponent 14. How many groups of 4 do I have inside of 14? Okay, 4 times 1 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8, 4 times 3 is 12, okay? 4 times 4 is 16. I don't have 4, but I have 3. With how many left over? Okay, think about it. So now I can say I to negative 6 times I to the 4th, that's 4. I to the 4th, that's 8, right? I'm breaking up the 16. You with me? Y'all following? Times I to the 4th, that's 12. Okay, how many are left to get me to 16? I'm sorry, to get me to 14. 2, right? So now I'm going to say times I squared. Let's recap. I to the 4th, I to the 4th, I to the 4th, I squared. 4 plus 4 is 8, plus 4 is 12, plus 2 is 14. So I just took I to the 14th power and I broke it up into as many powers of 4 as I possibly could, okay? Really, young people, I could have said negative 6 times I to the 14th power. As long as it's a multiple of 4, it has the same effect, all right? I could have said negative 6 times I to the 12th power times I squared. It's the same thing as I to the 4th times I to the 4th times I to the 4th. Am I making sense? Eyes on the board. You can't understand this if you don't look up here. Sit up, Miguel. Does this make sense? Now, let me show you again. Why is I to the 4th my favorite? Well, what is I to the 4th equal to, y'all? 1. Okay? Now, what is I squared equal to? Look at your chart. It's equal to negative 1. So really what I have here is negative 6 times 1 times 1 times 1 times, negative 1 I should be writing. And when I multiply these numbers together, what is negative 6 times 1 times 1 times 1 times negative 1? Positive 6 is my final answer. And that's how we handle powers of I. Let me shimmy on over back to this one. You see where it says I to the 12th power? Any power of 4, young people, can be looked at as 1. Now, did I have to write out all of those 1s? When you multiply by 1, it's like not doing anything at all. It's actually, you're doing nothing, right? Because anything multiplied by 1 is just going to be that thing. So really, I could cancel out any power of 4 for I that I have because it's just going to be 1 anyway, right? Or if you want to write the 1, be my guest, I could write -6 times 1 times -1 here. And I still end up with the same value, don't I? Hello? Final answer is +6. How we feeling? Does that make sense? Okay. All right. So let's look at I to the 63rd power. Young people. What are we looking for? Groups of what? Groups of how many? Groups of 4. Now, how many groups of 4 can I pull out of 63? Well, let's think about our powers, our factors of, I'm sorry, not factors of 4, but multiples of 4. Okay? Okay? 15. He said you got it right on the money. What's 15 times 4, y'all? It's 60. Now, if you're not too hot with the multiples, your calculator should be in your hand, right? Because you're trying to figure out how many sets of 4 I can pull out of 63. Okay? Alexis, right? Alexis already gave us the answer. He said we can pull out 15 of them. So watch this. And I said, okay, so what's 15 times 4? 60. Check it out. I can rewrite I to the 63rd power. Now, I'm not going to write out 15 I to the 4th powers. I'm just not doing it, okay? I'm going to say I to the 60th power times I cubed. Why am I doing that? 60 is a multiple of 4, right? So I to the 60th power is equal to what? Say it again, baby. It's equal to 1. So this is 1 times I cubed. Look at your chart. What is I cubed equal to? Look at it again. -I. Bam. I to the 63rd power reduces to -I. Get the hang of it? Make sense? Okay. Everybody shimmy on over to Delta Math. And I'm pulling up Delta Math for those of you who need to set up your account, okay? All right, my new students, you're going to go to Delta Math. And you're going to enter this class code. You're going to click on Tools. Once you log in, you're going to click on Tools. And it's going to say Manage Teacher Login or something like that. Yes. Pass, yes. Thank you for reminding me. Alexis, what's your last name, baby? Abarca? Okay. All right, take your phone with you so you can be doing your math, doing your homework. Anybody having trouble adding the class? Those of you who were here yesterday, you already have an account, yes? Do not sign up for another one, please. You good, Spence? Say? What you say? Okay. Let me stop the recording. Oh, Sugarfoot, y'all, I forgot to show you the, on the class website, yesterday's lesson has already been uploaded. Sorry, I didn't mention it earlier. Since you got the code, Deja, you got the code, baby? You signed up, you good? Who else? Isaac, are you signed up, you good? Come here, let me help you. All right, so you're gonna sign up. Do you already have an account? You do? Okay, so sign in. Okay, so you're gonna go to there and go to tools. All right, and you're gonna go manage log. Yeah. Scroll all the way to the bottom. Boom. Type in the code there. Okay. Deja, you good? You said you're good, right? You need help? Did you log in? What's wrong? You having issues with the wireless?
Yeah.
Okay, let me see. All right, log in like you're logging into a school computer. Yes, dear.
What's your restroom?
Yes, of course. Take the green pass. Let me know you have any more trouble there, okay? Did you need help signing up for a new account? Entering the class code to your account? Okay. Hey, y'all, real quick, if y'all could look at the board, if you click on the tab for lesson presentations, again, you can't watch the videos at school because I have to upload them on YouTube, and I apologize for that. But this is where all of the lesson presentations will be housed. So today's lesson will be available at some point today. I'll upload it during my planning period or at home when I'm watching movies or whatever. Okay? All right. Deja, are you in? Deja, are you in? You need help? Okay, you remember your information? Okay.